Hi, and welcome to Fabric Bites. It is Saturday, April 20th, 2024, and this is my sort of yesterday into today project because it's about 12:30 in the morning. I am making some, I'm going to call them lingerie bags. I don't know. I think that's what it's called. On that, this is my guide that I use. It's a one that I had, and I had it downstairs to use as a guide. And while I had it down here, I also needed to replace the zipper because this zipper, the um, the zipper had come off, and then I was using a binder clip to use a hook to that as a to make it work, and then the zipper tape ripped out and the zipper head came off, and it was too hard to get it back together again. I tried, and since it was already broken, it wasn't worth it to try to fix it, so I fixed this while it was down here. And then this is my template for size because this is actually a really good size for my needs. And so what I'm doing is, if you watched the previous video, I'll try to link it up here and at the end of the video, we were generously donated a huge amount of fabric. And as we go through and pull fabric to use in projects, we just take a whole bunch of that whole color scheme and wash it together rather than just washing one piece. And what I found is if I put some of the smaller pieces, which are still big pieces, in lingerie bags, then they end up fraying a lot less. So I don't have to put every piece in there. Some of the really large pieces I couldn't fit in this lingerie bag. Or any lingerie bag, because it's like there's some 3-yard or 4-yard pieces. I think 3-yard pieces in there, and they just wouldn't fit in here. But I can put the smaller pieces in these bags, and then I don't end up with that where you're pulling the fabric out of the washing machine and you're having to cut it apart because all the ends have tangled together on that. So I wanted more of this size bag to do that, and so I decided that I had to sew them because a long while ago, I bought this, not for this price. The Joann's that was near me was moving to another location, and so they were selling off a whole bunch of stuff. And for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to buy this. And I've had it forever, for quite some time. And I thought every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. I need to make some of these bags because that's what I bought it for. I don't really hoping there's not actually 20 yards in here because I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but yeah. So that's how this all came about on that. So let me show you how I am stitching them together. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting based on the width of the zipper. I think there's 16 and 14 inches, I think is what I would have to use for zippers. And I honestly took the two that I've got finished here. I just took 2 zippers that I thought, okay, I only have one of each of those colors, so I'm going to take those. It doesn't matter if it matches my pink or not because this is just a lingerie bag. So I wanted to use a zipper that was, less likely for me to need to use it in another project. So, and I am using also wash away fabric tape to do this because this stuff is really hard to see when you're sewing. So what I've done is I've taped it to the zipper, I straight stitched it across, and then I zigzagged it to make sure I really got it caught in there, which I think you can probably see on these ones better here on that one. So the first 2 bags, I actually already used them to do a load just to see, well, I wanted to wash that fabric anyway, and I wanted to see if these would hold up, and they did. So at least they've held up for one wash. No, they've worked for one wash. So I'm planning on doing a lot because we still have a very lot of fabric to wash on that. So I used the fabric tape here, and mostly it isn't really to stick the netting to the zipper. It's mostly to give me a guide so that I can see, because there's so little to this that it actually doesn't stick to the fabric tape. But it does help me out in seeing what I'm doing. And so I'll show you on this one that I don't have sewn up yet. What I'm doing is I take the netting and I lay it across the top of the zipper, and I carefully line it up here on the tape, and then I clip the ends and clip near it this way, and then I take this part and I come back over the top of it So it's laying on top of each other, and I'm holding it in place with the clips and everything and my fingers. And I lay it on top so that I've got it double layered here. And I will clip it in place to hold it in place because, as I said, there's not much to the netting, so it doesn't really stick to the tape. And you can see that piece is still underneath. I'll take that out and clip it on top. This time I'm just going to bend that over to get it placed. And then because there's no give to the zipper, there's no stretch, but there is stretch in the knitting. But since there's no give to this zipper tape, I'm just going to straight stitch down this first to hold the knitting in place. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to zigzag over it to make sure I catch as much of this netting material as possible. Now to do the sides, what I did, and I do the same thing on the other side of the zipper, I just go across, lay across it, and then flip it over and stitch it on. To do the sides, what I've done is, see here, I hope, this is a really tough one for cameras. You can see the white here, that's also the wash away the sewing tape on that, and I've used it just as a guide so I can see where I'm sewing. And I use it, I got my two pieces together, I've got it all matched up, you know, like this, and I match the two pieces together. I lay a piece of tape on top here, which I'm sure you can't see on camera, but lay the piece of tape on top here, and then I roll both together over that tape and clip it down. So I have that white line that I can see to sew on, and I got it clipped in place with clips to hold it in place. And that made it easier for me to sew it because it's really hard to sew when you can't see. So I just have this one here to finish. I did just do this one, and I wanted to show you. You can see all that white tape here and here, and you can see it on the side here. And I've always wondered with this tape if it really does wash away. And so, because once you have it all sewn in place, you really can't see it anymore. And so with this project, you can, because you can see right through the mesh, and you can see through these ones because I've used these ones already. All that tape is gone here and on the sides because I sewed these exactly the same way. And so it does, at least the brand that I have, the stuff that I bought the last time, I just got on Amazon, whatever I found the best deal on, it went away. So now I have the answer to that too. So so there they are. I hope that was helpful. I hope that wherever and whenever you're at, you're having a great time, and thanks for watching.